Now, the Korean economy got a slight bump in the second quarter. The pace of expansion, however, still below 1%. Our Kim Min-ji explains why it's too little too early to wipe off lingering concerns about Korea falling into a low growth trap.
Korea's GDP in the second quarter now shows the country has been stuck in 0% range growth for the third straight quarter, adding to concerns about the strength of the economy. But there are some moderate signs of improvement. In its estimates, the Bank of Korea says the country's GDP expanded 0.7% in the April to June period from the previous quarter. This marks a slight pickup from the 0.5% expansion posted in the first 3 months of the year.
Domestic consumption contributed to the GDP largely compared to the previous quarter. Private spending and construction investment contributed by 0.4%, while facilities investment also turned positive.
Construction of facilities investment in fact led the growth, rising 2.9% respectively. Private consumption and exports also returned to positive territory, both rising 0.9% from the previous quarter. But with growth figures still feeble and uncertainty such as a global economic slowdown and the government's ongoing corporate restructuring drive abound, the central bank recently cut its growth outlook to 2.7% for this year.
The overall slowdown in growth is due to tepid exports, and they're not likely to pick up soon as the global economy remains weak. On top of that, consumption and construction investment will slow as oil prices pick up. And because the government front-loaded its budget in the first half, it doesn't seem as though things will get much better in the latter half of the year.
To prop up the economy, the central bank slashed its key rate to a record low of 1.25% in June, and the government also drew up an aggressive stimulus package, which includes a supplementary budget worth some $9.7 billion. But some say that's not enough. Analysts argue that while the expansionary measures may have positive effects to a certain extent, they shouldn't be focused on lifting immediate figures, but rather on structural reform and fostering new growth engines to ensure the long-term growth potential of the country. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.